563 days. 563 days since the last release from Marvel Studios. I thought this day would never ever fucking come, but it is here because earlier today, Friday Wandavision debuted on Disney Plus. And boy, when I tell y'all, WandaVision is definitely the most unique project that Marvel Studios has ever put out. But I believe that by the end of the first season, it'll be one of the best. Meaning, we got that Marvel crack.
How you foreign nigga stop it? I was born in the tropics. I'm the way peep the mosh pit. And it came with a starship. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm really from the tropics. Fuck is you doing?
So, for this video, y'all, it's going to really be more of a discussion because I don't really believe in doing reviews for something until the entire season and or movie is wrapped up. Then I can judge the beginning, the middle, and the end. And we can really clown on some people. But for WandaVision, we're getting one episode a week. And today, Friday, we had the first episode and the second episode. So I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the things that really stood out to me that I thought was dope. Now, without further ado, when I tell you WandaVision is different, it's different. And they waste no time in letting you know how different it is. We got to praise God. We got to praise the Lord. Because after the Marvel Studios intro got done, they updated it. God peeled back the clouds and said, Marcus, we have a new intro for you to indulge in. And that Marvel Studios intro update, it's fucking beautiful. I wanted to cry. Lord, is that beautiful. With the Tony Stark in-game snapping. Ooh, that was just gorgeous. But okay, I'm wilding out a little bit right now. After the Marvel Studios intro, we see the screen instantly cut to this old grayscale television type of display. Black and white. You know, the old shows that we never watched as kids because they look like old fucking shows. It can be a little jarring to us as an audience, to me as a MCU stan, to go to black and white instantly because we're so used to other things. But I thought that it was a very smart move to begin the show like that for a few different reasons, right? One, if the show begins with 2019 Avengers Endgame, Wanda, right? Dealing with everything she's dealing with after Thanos was eliminated. And then we jump to this 1950s sitcom style show. It's harder for the audience to transition from that to that. That's a big ass jump. We talking like, damn, my math sucked. Like 69 years. That's a big jump. So let's not do that. Also, it kind of gives you more mystery, right? Because when the show opens up, we see black and white. Wanda and Vision are driving in this old style car. I don't know what you call it. We're going to call it a buggy. We're going to call that shit a buggy. They were driving in a buggy. And they were celebrating their relationship in a way, right? And that gave you so much mystery because you don't know where Wanda currently is in the real world. You don't even know if this is the real world. Is she having a vision? Is she making this inside her mind? Is somebody torturing her and she's going to her happy place? Where are the other MCU heroes? How is the organization SWORD involved in all of this? Is Vision really back? When you instantly go into that sitcom setup, it gives you so many questions and so much mystery about the show. That was dope. I kind of liked it. Before we go any further, I just want to be real with y'all. Your boy, I was born in 1994. I hate to put my government information out there, but I gotta put it out there so people can know. I never really watched these old ass sitcoms. You feel me? I'm more of a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Mrs. Robertson and her daughter Wendy.
Martin, the Steve Harvey Show. You know, I kind of grew up on that shit. So the I Love Lucy's, the Bewitches, the I Dream of Genies, these old sitcoms from the 50s and the 60s. I don't know anything about beyond Google searches and pictures, right? Oh no, there was a few times in my childhood where I'm at home after school, I'm flipping through the channels, right? I stopped. What's this old shit? I Love Lucy. Hi, darling. Okay, I'm not watching that bullshit. Where's Mega Man NT Warrior? Where is Static Shock? I'm trying to fight the enemies and chase the bad guys, boy. Fly in the skies with my homie Virgil. I ain't got no time to watch this bullshit. So I don't know anything about these old sitcoms. If there are references or things that I miss, let me know. I ain't perfect. I ain't never watched them shows and I don't never plan on doing it. You feel me? Anyway, let's get further into the discussion. I love how this show is a slow burn. The first 2 episodes are not about superhero action. There is no flying, people catching bullets, doing superhero landings. There isn't any of those traditional comic book tropes within the first 2 episodes, which was cool with me because I was expecting for WandaVision to be something different, and it was. But what that does for me is it kind of added more importance to the moments that they really wanted us to pay attention to, because there's like this unsolving of a mystery we have to do as an audience each week watching these episodes. We've had some 4 big moments happen within the first 2 episodes that I kind of want to point out, right? We're going to talk about the drone that was outside of Wanda's house. Everything else is black and white. And then you got this red little helicopter in the bushes in front of her crib. That's the first little thing they want us to pay attention to. The second thing was the guy in the bee costume that came out the sewer.
Wanda.
My nigga, these are not the Ninja Turtles, okay? For a lot of reasons, because that might be a lawsuit, but for a lot of fucking reasons, that ain't the Ninja Turtles. They came out of the sewer in this yellow bee costume, right? You know, the little shit you put on National Geographic when you fucking with the beehives and you don't want to get stung. That shit. And I thought that was super fucking creepy. It was the most random thing, but Marvel comic fans online, shout out to y'all, we're all putting information together, said that is a representation of the AIM group from the Marvel comic books. Now, bringing it back to the MCU, we know the last time we saw AIM was in Iron Man 3. Yes, get your Artist Killian Mandarin jokes out the way, because I'm still mad about that. I am still fucking mad about that.
I swear to God, I'm gonna blow his face off.
Do it.
Oh my God, that pissed me off. But we saw AIM in Iron Man 3. Is this the same organization as in the comic books and in Iron Man 3? We don't know. It could be SWORD. We don't really know. The third thing that really stood out to me that I think they wanted us to pay attention to was when Wanda was at that gathering with those women and the radio signal pierced through and said, Wanda, what's happening, Wanda?
doing this to you, Wanda? Wanda.
It could have been anybody trying to get to Wanda, trying to help her out, and she kind of paused when she saw that. The last thing was the reveal at the end of the first episode that had me go, oh shit, because it made so many of my predictions automatically incorrect. Somebody at the Sword facility was sitting back and watching the entire WandaVision sitcom. They had a notebook and everything, which makes me wonder if this set up to be like the old Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show. Alright, we ain't gonna get too deep into this, but for y'all that never saw that movie, The Truman Show was basically a story about a baby that was born, and the baby wound up growing up inside of this dome. But the dome was dressed up to look like an actual city with actual people that would interact with him and grow with him and live with him. Inside of Truman's mind, he thought that all of this was natural. This was his way of life. It all looked real until you eventually realized, yo, why are you doing that? Why are you saying that? Why are you acting like that? When he tried to leave, people will always act weird towards him. Find out he was actually held captive inside of this dome, and his life wasn't what he thought it would be. Now, could that be happening to Wanda, where she's imprisoned or trapped somewhere, and she believes that this is her reality? Could be. It could be some Truman Show shit, which I always thought a Truman Show reboot could do really well with today's technology. Maybe Marvel Studios is doing that. We don't know. As we all know, with WandaVision going over old sitcoms from The Brady Bunch to Bewitched to I Love Lucy to I Dream of Jeannie, all of these older sitcoms, I thought it was genius of Marvel Studios to treat commercials in between scenes as a way to give extra MCU history. We see the early invention of Stark Industries was like this high-tech toaster, right? Nigga, it was a toaster, but it was cool just seeing little references in MCU world building like that. That was cool as hell. Even the watch they showed that had a Hydra emblem on it. Hey, your boy got the eye. I got that cunning eye. But they had a Hydra watch. That was dope how they used the commercials to give extra story to the overall MCU. Speaking of the overall MCU, let me get this out the way right now. There's a lot of people complaining about the comedy in WandaVision. I didn't laugh one time. This isn't funny.
Some people are really fucking stupid. Did you ever notice that? How many really stupid people you run into during the day? God damn, there's a lot of stupid bastards walking around.
People are so stupid. People are so stupid. First off, these shows are referencing old shows from a different era that had their own unique style of comedy that was perceived for their time period. So the jokes aren't quite designed for people who grew up in the 80s or people who grew up in the 90s or the people that grew up in the 2000s. It wasn't designed for you. That comedy is for a different audience, just kind of reflecting the time period, okay? I'm sorry they didn't have memes in the 50s, okay? I'm sorry the internet wasn't a thing in the 60s. I'm sorry. But it wasn't made to be wilding out or Drewski on Instagram. You feel me? It was made to be something different. So y'all gotta be able to appreciate the efforts they put in to accurately capture those time periods and everything they did. The last thing we gotta talk about is the nosy neighbor. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't trust this bitch. Something ain't right about her. The minute she comes inside of Wanda's home and is talking to her about where's your husband and why is a gal like you single and all of that, I was like, nah, this bitch is up to something, man. She's a sting. She is a fucking snake, bruh. She's a plant by the FBI. Something ain't right, bruh. I instantly knew, like, okay, this woman is here to push Wanda to certain places mentally and emotionally. If you pick up on in the first episode, she's pushing Wanda to get a husband, right? Oh, get a husband, get married. Then she's pushing Wanda to cook and use certain ingredients. Then in episode 2, she's bringing Wanda to a social gathering, but she doesn't want Wanda to be herself. It feels like the nosy neighbor is really somebody else in real life that's found a way to interject themselves into this. Or maybe this villain, I believe, is the person maybe doing this to Wanda. That could be a high possibility. Anyway, it's been weird, but it's been real. Man, I cannot wait for episode 3 of WandaVision. It's going to be crazy to see the show now being in color. I can't believe I'm saying that. We got color, Mom. Look, the TV has color. Oh, God. But yeah, the show's going to have color now. We're going to see these characters begin to unsolve the mystery around them. And episode 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 after that should be dope too. Now, we're not going to do discussions every single week for every episode, but we are going to do a review once everything wraps up. If something crazy happens in the episode, like Quicksilver is running around on screen, or Mephisto pops up, then okay, we're going to have to sit down and chop it up. But outside of that, nah. Y'all going to see me in a few weeks once the season's over with, and we're going to talk about the entire season. Alright, this video too goddamn long. Get out of here, bitch.
Yeah, I'm so fly, but you knew though. Like to mix it up, my different items like Menudo. Don't force a nigga, I'm the nigga strange like I'm Hugo. Your mama check a nigga, watch a rollie or a Hugh blow. Like it really matters, I came with 4 seasons. They think a lot about my cars, like my new Beamer. Your girl dipping in my seats, you should probably leave her. Nerd nigga with the glasses and the short season.